Hi, my name is Cassendre Xavier and I am here to talk to you about green smoothies. Green smoothies are a drink that you can make using your blender, water, half fruit, and half greens. Leafy greens, which used to be called leafy green vegetables, but which really aren't vegetables, but that's a longer story. So green smoothies are extremely healthy. You can eat them or drink them half hour before you eat a meal, or you can just drink them all day. They're really, really good. So I've started a series that basically talks about my raw vegan life and the tools that I have right now. A lot of people think that you can't do the green smoothie thing or have a lot of raw vegan foods without a lot of expensive equipment and dehydrators and so forth. So I just thought I'd show you that it is possible. So the blender that I have is called the Oster something, and this is what it looks like, and you can get it in silver, but when I got it there was only red, and I really liked it. It's a lovely beautiful sort of shiny retro red design, and I love it. So it's very, very, very powerful. It's 600 watts, but there's something about, like, I don't know if there's horsepower in these things or if that's just cars, I don't know, but it's like very strong, and it's very strong and good. So I'm going to put the box away, and and this is the thingy, and this is what it looks like. Okay, so the first thing, so I'm going to do stuff. So the first thing that I do is I have a Brita pitcher, which you can get at a drugstore or a health food store or something, and then I put half water in my blender, like this. Taking up precious time, isn't it? Food prep next time. Okay. And I usually like to fill it right away because that's just how I roll. And then it can, do its thing while I'm doing my thing. So, I put a little bit more than half water. And then I like collard greens a lot. So collard greens are probably like one of the top 5 super foods in the greens family. So my hands were clean already. So these are my collards. Aren't they beautiful? This is what they look like. They're huge. Look, one of them's almost as long as my arm. So these are really, really good. Very good for you. Okay, so, and the thing about these feel like sandy and gritty, so what you want to do is rinse them. I wrote an essay a couple of years ago called Get It Wet and Finger It, and it was all about rinsing your greens. Because one time, after doing a lot of green smoothies sometimes you can kind of get lazy about rinsing because you do such a volume of greens, and sometimes it's hard to get everything clean, so sometimes you get lazy. One day I was lazy and I didn't rinse or clean very well, and one day I opened it up and there was a big bug in it, so you don't want to do that. And I don't know if you noticed, but I pulled off the thick stems at the bottom. Here's another one. Like here, I rinse it off. You always want to rinse and inspect your greens. And my main squeeze tells me that the people who harvest these urinate on them because they don't have anywhere to pee, I guess, or something. So that's another reason to do that, because this might be the only time you can clean them. Okay, so that was attractive, wasn't it? I like to share. All right, so then I tear them up into sort of like, I don't know, friendly pieces. And then, so those are my greens. Normally I have a huge bowl of greens, but this is just for this purpose. You can use lots of different kinds of greens. This is usually my basic collards, and sometimes I get fancy. I like to include parsley sometimes. Parsley is very high in vitamin C. It also has some phytonutrients, whatever those are. But one of the reasons that I really love parsley also is that it's a natural deodorant. It's inside and out. So it naturally helps you have fresh breath, less body odor, and all that stuff. So it's really nice. So I just tear off this and I put it in there. Yum, it smells so good. And I think that's all I'll do for now. I'll tell you about that later. But, okay, and then I have some apples. I have some apples here. I have some bananas. And yeah, I think that's all I'll do for now. So I have some green apples and some red apples. You might notice that my apples are not, they look a little banged up. I'll tell you why. It's because I like to shop at a place called Iovine Brothers, and you can go any place and go to the produce section where they have like the dollar bags, and this is such a dollar bag. I got it today with the other things, and this has like potatoes and carrots and stuff, and they're just like odds and ends, but they're fine. They're totally usable. So I'm gonna make a wicked stew today with that stuff for $1, which was like I think 2 pounds of stuff. And these pears, they're bruised looking, but they're very ripe. The thing is, when they get very ripe, they're very fragile, so they get banged up really easily. So they're not too attractive to sell full price. There's absolutely nothing wrong with them other than that they're not that attractive. So those are really great. They're very sweet. So I rinse them, and then I just cut them. They're so ripe and soft. They're really good. So those I also got for $1 today. So Iovine Brothers, by the way, is in the Reading Terminal Market. So I've been talking with them about my raw vegan journey, and I asked them if they would sponsor me, and we're in dialogue about that. So if you want to put in a plug for me, contact Butch over there. And yeah, so this is a banana. Here's a little tip about bananas. The riper the better. They're better for your digestion if they have brown spots on them. So you always want to try to do that if you can. So then I just kind of cut them like that. So this is kind of some of my greens. I usually put in more greens than fruit, but you know, for the purposes of that, I'll tell you about one more green too, which is dandelion. I went to get dandelion today, but they were out. And I think it's because they're starting to be all the rage, but dandelion is very, very, very good for you. It's got a lot of nutrients, but one of the reasons I like to use it is because it's a very powerful diuretic. So, you don't want to put too much in there because, trust me, you'll be peeing all day. Just saying. So this is dandelion. Yum, yum, yummy, and makes you pee. Yay. Okay, there's that. And I think I'm going to put a little cucumber. Go into the fridge. Cucumber. Also another wonderful diuretic too, cucumber. I want to tell you about a product called Trader Joe's Pure Castile Soap. And it's really good. So I kind of, oops, that looked kinky, didn't it? Didn't it look like I was putting lube on something? Anyway, so I like to clean my vegetables. That's just so naughty looking. Anyway, so I'm rinsing the cucumber. And then I'm going to put it in with my green smoothie. I'll tell you, I've never done that before. Usually I put cucumber in my vegetable juices, but because it is a fruit, you could also put it in your green smoothie. I don't know what it's going to taste like, but I'll let you know. Okay, be back soon.